CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening and thanks so much for being with us on this Monday, August 18th. The towns of Moonbeam and Kapuskasing are in mourning after the tragic deaths of 4 young people. Early Saturday morning, OPP responded to a collision involving an all-terrain vehicle and a commercial motor vehicle. Provincial police say the victims are one 16-year-old and 2 18-year-olds from Moonbeam and a 20-year-old from Kapuskasing. Greater Sudbury police are right now at a home invasion on Spruce Street. There is little information at this time, but neighbors and the person who looks after the building say one person was rushed to hospital with a suspected gunshot wound. The Pinto food store nearby was closed while police conducted a K9 track. There's no word yet on the victim's condition or about the suspect. Shifting gears now to the weather, a big cool down in the region. It almost had that fall feel, even though we are still in summer. For more details on what we can expect, let's bring in CTV's Lindsay Alick, filling in for Rick Wyman.
Thanks, Tony. Your first weather brought to you by CAA. Become a member at getcaa.ca. It certainly felt like fall here in Sudbury. Gorgeous sunshine, but a little bit of a cool breeze in the air. And it looks as though we are not alone with those cooler temperatures. But the good news is, for those that still love summer and want to see those warmer temperatures, we are going to see that temperature climb as we head to the middle of the work week. But we also could be expecting some rain. More weather details coming up in just a bit. But for now, I'll send it back over to you, Tony.
Thanks a lot for that, Lindsay. Timmins police are asking for the public's assistance after a shooting in the central part of the city. Police are requesting security or dash cam footage of the area between Algonquin Boulevard and 5th Avenue from Elm Street north to Cedar Street. Police say they were called to the area Saturday for a gunshot-related injury. They learned through their investigation about a suspicious vehicle in the area. They identified the vehicle and attempted to stop the driver on Sunday. The driver fled, crashing into a tree before stopping a while later. Police arrested a 30-year-old Timmins man who now faces 16 weapons, driving and trafficking related charges. But police say they're still trying to identify the shooter. Anyone with footage can submit it through their website at timminspolice.ca or by using this QR code. Several municipalities across the Northeast have expressed concerns over the province's plans to spray a herbicide over Crown land. The township of Moonbeam was the first to sound the alarm on glyphosate in the north. Since then, West Nipissing and Sable Spanish Rivers have passed motions to call on the province to reconsider. Glyphosate is the most widely used herbicide to control weeds, but there are growing concerns over environmental impacts and health risks. Moonbeam's council recently passed a similar motion. The mayor says the motion had plenty of support.
As a new mayor since October 3rd last year, my phone never rang as much. I spend minimum 2 hours a day talking to people from everywhere in the province. Calendar call, there's lots of other municipalities that are on the same page and they would like a change. So I hope this moves forward and we can do something about it.
Meanwhile, another rally was held in the north to protest the use of glyphosate sprayed over forests. Concerned citizens spent several hours spreading their message on a highly visible corner in Greater Sudbury today. They say this call to action is meant to inform others of the provincial plan to spray the herbicide over Crown land this summer. There are several petitions circulating, including one that Nickel Belt MPP Frank Jalina plans to present at Queen's Park. The group wants Sudbury City Council to intervene to stop the spraying of glyphosate, which they say has led to environmental impacts and health risks.
This is an important matter. We need to come together to represent our best interests, our best health, to represent the ecosystem, the environment, and to protect our forests. Because the system is failing us, and if the higher-ups in the government are not willing to hear us out and represent our best interests and our health, then we need to take control and do that for ourselves.
The Ministry of Natural Resources says glyphosate has been evaluated by Health Canada. When CTV reached out for comment, we were directed to the Health Canada website, which states when glyphosate is used according to label instructions, it is not expected to pose risks of concerns to human health or the environment. Federal funding announced is going to allow more nursing students to be able to study in French. Collège Boreal will get $4.8 million from the Official Languages Health Program. The money was announced today by Sudbury MP Vivian Lapointe. She says the funding will help the post-secondary school increase the number of students enrolling in its auxiliary nursing program. She adds the investment is also meant to develop a strong bilingual workforce across the region that will improve access to healthcare for Francophones in the North. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Lindsay has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, let's head south of North Bay to South River. There's a live webcam courtesy of Northern Creations. It's 18 degrees, and it seems like the chickens love those temperatures. We're back after this commercial break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back. If you're like me and you love fall weather, today probably had you so excited, but the news is that this fall cool down feeling weather isn't going to stick around for too long. We're going to start to see those temperatures bump up even tomorrow, and some communities feeling a bit of a humidex because we could see some thunderstorm activity across the region. Let's take a closer look at this hour with our forecast radar. As you can see, mostly cloud cover across the northeast. We're going to start to see a little bit of precipitation move into the area around Gore Bay and into Chapleau and Timmins around that 1 p.m. hour tomorrow. As you can see, just a few pockets of precipitation, nothing too significant tomorrow and into Wednesday. It is possible we could see those scattered showers across the northeast, but again, nothing too significant. With all of that rainfall, we could also see some sunny breaks, and with that, we could see a UV index that is around moderate to high. So definitely want to take precautions when you're heading outside. Drink lots of water, wear that sunscreen, and seek shade when you can. Let's take a closer look at the next 5 days, beginning with Sudbury, Nickel Belt. 40% chance of showers tomorrow, a high of only 20 degrees. Normally this time of year we're sitting around 23, and as you can see, as we head to the middle of the work week, we're going to get above that seasonal mark, and as we creep towards the weekend, that temperature declines again, and we could see some showers move in on Saturday. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, 40% chance of showers for your Tuesday, a high of 20 degrees. Temperature jumps up to 24 on Wednesday with that cloud cover sticking around. Nothing but sunshine on Thursday, sitting at a high of 26 degrees above that normal 23-degree mark. Showers possible on Friday, and they could be sticking around into Saturday. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, 40% chance of showers for your Tuesday. Cloud cover on your Wednesday. Partly sunny skies on Thursday as we see that temperature sitting above that normal 22-degree mark. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, 30% chance of showers for your Tuesday, high of 19 degrees. The temperature creeps up as we see those partly sunny skies take over in the middle of the work week. And finally, North Bay, West Nipissing, 40% chance of showers for your Tuesday. And we see those temperatures warm up as we head to the end of the work week. That's a look at your 5-day forecast. It's back over to you, Tony.
Thanks, Lindsay. A fire broke out in a hangar at the Timmins airport around 10 this morning. Multiple fire crews responded to the blaze that sparked in a hangar containing a vehicle and a small aircraft. The plane sustained minor damage. No one was injured and flights were not disrupted by this morning's events. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Parents in Parry Sound rallied last Friday to get answers from the Near North District School Board. There are growing concerns for student safety at the proposed schools for the upcoming year. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
The original plan was to have all students attend the newly constructed Parry Sound High School, but the construction of the new school remains incomplete, and now kindergarten to grade 6 students will be attending McDougall Public School. Grades 7 through 8 will attend the recently closed Nobel Public School, and grades 9 through 12 will be at the partially demolished Parry Sound High School for the school year, and that had them out rallying for answers on Friday.
We're going into a school that could be unsafe and no one's checked, like no engineers or anything has checked to make sure it is safe for us to go back in.
And as parents, our number one concern is the safety and well-being of the students returning to school in a safe environment. And They just can't seem to answer those questions.
The Near North District School Board released an updated contingency plan late Friday afternoon that said no structural changes were made to McDougall or Nobel Public Schools, but it said nothing about the structural integrity of Parry Sound High School.
We aren't here to attack anybody. We're just here to demand the basics, which are clear answers, proven safety, realistic timelines, and honest communication.
The building project received nearly $60 million from the provincial government. Local MPP Graydon Smith expressed his disappointment in a written statement saying there were clear expectations that the money would get the project done on time, adding, "That commitment was made to ensure West Parry Sound students would learn in a modern, fully equipped facility, not face a scenario that is now unclear, uncertain, and unacceptable." The school board's vice chair, Howard Wesley, attended the rally Friday, explaining that they have been working on the project for some time and expressed their concerns about the timeline to the province.
I think people should know that this has been a long-term process, and that our board back in last October reached out to the ministry with our concerns about the build and about the size of the build, and literally that was we did not get a response back from them until the minister came on site to visit with us.
The facility is still in question, and the school board has yet to respond to parents and to CTV regarding the concerns that Parents for Parry Sound addressed. Madison Marier, CTV News, Parry Sound.
Recent drownings across the country are a tragic reminder of the importance of water safety. The family of two siblings who drowned in Dryden in northwestern Ontario at the end of July is advocating for more awareness and swimming lessons for young children. CTV's Alex Karpa on their plea to put swimming back into the school curriculum.
They were really close. He loved his little sister.
July 30th, 2025 was a day Stacey Grant will never forget.
That phone call, I replay it in my head every day. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It should never have happened.
15-year-old Caden Grant and his 12-year-old sister Jocelyn drowned in the Wabigoon River in Dryden, Ontario. Stepmother Heather Dodd says Jocelyn fell in first.
When she submerged, her brother, who also did not have very strong swimming skills, went in after her to try to rescue her. And unfortunately, he succumbed to the water as well.
Approximately 460 people fatally drown in Canada each year. This according to the Life Saving Society of Canada, and over 50 of those are children under the age of 14. To combat this, the family is launching a foundation called Water Wings. It's aimed at raising awareness about the importance of water safety for school-aged children. Grandfather Michael Williams is now petitioning Ontario Premier Doug Ford to bring swimming lessons back into the elementary school curriculum.
The problem is that it's being offered only as an opt-in basis, whereas I think it should be the other way around. It should be opt-out. So it should be a negative option. So schools have to do it unless they have a valid reason why they can't do it.
Heather says she will do anything she can to bring forth awareness.
You don't want to be in our position. You don't want to ever feel what we feel.
Stacey, Heather, and Michael are hoping their family's story will help prevent future tragedies so others won't have to go through the same grief they are currently experiencing. Alex Karpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
More of them are closing. Coming up on CTV News at 5. The beer store shutting down 2 more stores in our broadcast region. Which ones are they? Two more northern beer stores are closing. The beer stores in Little Current and Noelville will shut down October 19th, along with another 10 sites across the province. The beer store's vice president of retail said in a news release that the closures are part of a modernizing to meet the changing marketplace. This follows 2 closures in the greater Sudbury communities of Azilda and Levac last month. As these closures continue, there are fewer places to return your empties. Starting January 1st, the province is requiring every store that sells beer and wine to also accept empty cans in its recycling program. The problem is a lot of grocery stores aren't equipped to run the program, and the Retail Council of Canada says that's prompting some Ontario retailers to consider dropping the sale of alcohol. As of right now, more than 400 grocery and convenience stores are participating in the recycling program. A project to bring over 1,000 acres of solar farming to the Soo is in the works, and residents can soon learn more about it. PUC Services is holding an open house tomorrow evening to inform the community about 2 solar generation projects in the West End. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
This field just west of Sault Ste. Marie could have a very different look by the end of the decade. It may resemble this, as PUC Services is looking to create its first large-scale solar generation project. The province forecasts that 75% more electricity will be needed in the next 25 years, and officials believe this aids both Ontario and the city's needs.
In total for the 2 projects that are proposed, we're looking at around 230 megawatts. So to put that into perspective, the city peaks at about 120 megawatts. So these projects are quite significant.
The 2 projects west of the city are located in the Lees Bay and Carpin Bay area, as well as north of the airport, representing 190 and 970 gross acres respectively. The site search for these parcels has taken much of the initial 6 months of the early stages of the work.
Part of it is looking at the interconnection and where they're located in proximity to our distribution system as well as our transmission system. So that was important in looking at the parcels of land. We also wanted to avoid any prime agricultural land, and so these locations also fit that bill.
While some people may find a solar farm or a wind farm not as attractive as some other thing on the landscape, I personally drive by and I say, you know, that has got to be part of the future. We have to make a commitment to make change. And part of that change is to go renewable energy.
PUC is hosting an open house on the projects at the Northern Community Centre on Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Clean North officials say they are excited to learn more and for the city to bolster its clean energy reputation.
We are teetering on the brink of catastrophic climate change, and we need to do better. We need to do more. So this is one way that is viable.
If all goes to plan, PUC will submit their applications to the IESO in October and hear back by next April. If approved, construction would begin in the summer of 2028, and the solar projects would be operational in 2030. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
The Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference is underway in the nation's capital. The convention is an opportunity for municipal officials to collaborate on solutions to challenges in their communities. Officials from the District of Nipissing Social Services Board are there. DSAB says it has secured meetings with 6 provincial ministries to advance key priorities within its mandate.
Got out of a meeting with the Deputy Premier Sylvia Jones, talking about healthcare and doctor recruitment. It's only really in their best interest to listen to it and to try and find ways of solving the problem.
To supplement advocacy done by individual district social services boards, the Northern Ontario Service Deliverers Association will also advocate for issues that impact member organizations across Northern Ontario. The Canadian Real Estate Association says Sudbury had a record-setting July in housing sales. The number of houses sold and the price of a home has increased 5.5% since the start of the year. The CERA says the dollar value of all homes sold in the Nickel City was a whopping $149.8 million, a 13.5% increase over last July. Timmins also saw a jump in home sales of 16.4% over this time last year and saw a 23.2% increase in total value of homes sold. The average price of a home in Timmins has stayed relatively even throughout 2025, increasing just 0.9% since January. A medical student from Manitoulin Island is one of 16 to receive a prestigious award. Nawsum University student Matthew Redmond was awarded the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame Award. It's given to second-year med students who demonstrate leadership and academic excellence. Redmond was recognized for his research roles, work as a student president, and charity work.
It's inspiring to be recognized among such an incredible group of students from across the country. So many of them are doing incredible work, and so many students that aren't recognized in this award are doing incredible work. So to be seen amongst my peers in this way is really quite an honor. And it is quite an honor, too, to be able to represent Nawsum University and Manitoulin Island in this way as well.
Award recipients receive $5,000. Redmond will accept his honor at ceremonies in Calgary next year. Not one, but two. When we return, we're going to tell you about some lucky lottery winners in the Northeast. You're watching First at 5. Our first community close-up comes to us from Thessalon. Larry Kirtley of Blind River sent us some photos of a car show at Peace Park Saturday. He says the rain held off and there were several entries. Thanks so much for these photographs, Larry. $1 turned into $100,000 for a Powassan man. Larry Hubley said yes to Encore and matched the last 6 of 7 Encore numbers in the May 30th Lotto Max draw. Larry plans to save for the future, invest, and share with family. And more lottery winners to tell you about. Barry and Dorothy Burtnick of Sudbury are $50,000 richer after winning with Instant Casino Night. The winning ticket was purchased at Smitty's Convenience Plus on Regent Street. By the way, Burtnick once worked for CTV. He was a longtime director here. Congratulations to both of you. Finally, hundreds of spectators line the shorelines of Georgian Bay, drawn by the breathtaking sight of tall, extravagant ships gracing Midland Harbor. These historic vessels, part of the annual Tall Ships Festival, provided a spectacular display of nautical beauty and precision sailing. The event delivered both a visual feast and a touch of maritime tradition to an enthralled crowd along Ontario's waters.
It was a lot of fun.
It's just we're looking up at the masts and climbing up those things and how brave they'd be, right? It's unbelievable that that's what they use to travel.
The waterfront was alive with music, entertainment, and local vendors surrounding the Midland Harbor. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.